What's up, guys? This is Blessing, a backend developer here at CodeCradle. Today we are going to be continuing the Python class we are having. So last week we talked about some things, that is how to set up our development environment. We download the Python IDE and we go through the installations. So for those that have not seen that, you can check our previous videos to learn how to do that. So today we are going to be talking about conditional statements. So let's open our Python IDE. So we go to our Windows, so we can search for Python IDLE. Okay, and it will bring out the Python IDE. So let's open that, and after opening it, then we try to explain the basics of what we are doing today. Okay, I think it's here to open, so let's continue to talk about it now. When we are talking about conditional statements, basically is a kind of situation where we need to give preference to a particular sections of our code to run while the other ones remains redundant. So this is what I mean. Let's say we are to write a program to authenticate users' input. So let's say you want to build a system that allows your users to enter their security pins, and if the security pin is correct, it will dispense money for them. Let's assume you are making ATM, so it dispenses money for them when they have correct password. Or if you are making a login system, it log them in when the password is correct, and when the password is wrong, it tell them that the password is wrong. So in this kind of system, we are only using conditional statements to check if the input values, that's the values you enter into your input feed, if they are correct with what we have in the database. So let's go to our IDE now. I think it has opened. So to use conditional statements in Python, we use a keyword called if. So we use if keyword, and basically the way it works is, after having the if, then we have our bracket, that's parentheses, and after that we have a colon, then we press enter. Now after pressing the enter, you notice that it automatically indents the code that we are writing. So what it means is, whatever we have inside of this place now, if you are clicking enter, you click enter, you do this. So whatever we have inside this place now is going to run when the condition here is true. Okay, so inside this parenthesis now we put the condition we want to test for. So let's delete this and let's try something out. Let's create a variable. Let's call it name. Let's set it to a string, and let's call it blessing. Okay, let's press enter. So we can check our conditional, we can check by using our conditional statement to know if the value of blessing is the value stored inside name is actually blessing. So for us to do that, we use conditional statement if, then inside the parenthesis we check, that is if name is equals to blessing. Now you notice here that we are using double equals to. We are using double equals to here. So the reason for that is because Python already has meaning for a single equals to, and the meaning is to set a value. So let's assume you want to create a variable from the first line here. We have name equals to blessing. So that means we are setting the value of blessing to be equals to name. But when you are checking, you use double equals to. So that's the way Python is being programmed. So you use double equals to when you are checking for a condition, maybe it's true or not. So we are checking if name is equals to blessing, and we have our colon. So if that condition is true, we want to print yes, you are correct. Now if the condition is false, so if we click enter now, as we can see, the code is still indented. So what we are going to do is we click backspace to break out of the indentation. So if we click backspace now, as we can see, we have our code move to the other end. So we can check again if name is equals to blessing, but this time the blessing is small letter. Okay, so colon. Oh, sorry, I think we had issue with the indentation, syntax error. All right, so let's rewrite that again. If name is equals to blessing, let's just check for the condition. So we print yes, you are right. So let's just click our enter twice now. 1, 2. As we can see, it gives us the solution. So we are checking if the name is blessing, and we want the computer to print yes, you are right, if that condition is true. And as we can see, it's printing it out. That means the condition is true. So let's check if name is equals to blessing, but this time the blessing is small letter. Now we want to print out yes, you are right. So let's click our enter twice again. 1, 2. As you can see, we didn't have anything on the screen. So what happened is the value inside this variable name is not equals to this, because this one is starting with small letter b, while the normal variable is starting with capital letter B. So if we try to combine the two values here, it's not going to be equal. So that means the values here will return false. And if the condition here is false, then the statement here will not run. So that is why we have empty results. That's null result. Okay. So we can test for more than a condition. So let's create another variable. Let's call it a equals to 5. Let's call b, let's set b to be equals to 10. So we can check if a is greater than b, and we want to print a is greater than b. Sorry, b. So we can also check if move it to the back. So we try to set it to be on the same line. Okay. So we try to check if a is equals to b. Oh, one indent does not match. Sorry. Oh, sorry for this. Okay, I think for us to enjoy what we are doing better, so let's just click the file, then we go to new file. So if we click this, yes, so we'll be able to write a program. We can write a multiple lines program and run it instead of using the do. We'll have to run it one after the other. Okay, so let's set the variable again. We have our a is equals to 5. We have our b equals to 10. So we want to check if A is less than B. If the condition is true, we want to print A is less than B. Then also we want to check if A is greater than B, and if that is true, to print to the screen B is A is greater than B. Then thirdly, we want to check if A is equals to B. Okay, so we print A is equal to B. So out of these three conditions now, before running the program, we can deduce the outcome or the output. Now our A is 5 and our B is 10, so automatically we know that A is less than B. So that means A less than B. So this is what we are going to see now if we run the program. So let's save our program by clicking Ctrl S. So if we press Ctrl S, it's going to give us the window explorer where we can save the program. So I want to save it inside. Okay, let's check documents. Let me save it inside Python programs. Okay, so let me call it conditions. Py, so to give the Python extension. So the code is saved now. So for us to run it, we click this run and we click run module. So as you can see here, we have A is less than B. So let's close it and rerun it so that we can see it better. Yes, so we have A is less than B. So that means this condition here is true. So we can also change the value of A to, let's say, 15. So if we run it this time, it will tell us that A is greater than B. So let's see. Oh, sorry, we have to save the code again. Yes, so A is greater than B. And if we set the two values to be the same, so if our B is also 15 and we run the code, yes, as you can see, our A is equals to B. Alright, so that's basically the if condition. Now after that, we also have some conditional statements like if else, that is using keyword ELIF. So what it means is else if. The EL means else, then the IF means if. Then after that we have else. After that we have switch, where we start using cases. But we talk about that possibly in our next tutorial if we can't cover it today. So with the little we have learned today, I want us to do a small project, and what the project will be about is a login page. So basically you print to the screen asking your users to enter the security pin. So if the password is correct, you print to the screen that they have successfully logged in, and if the password is wrong, you tell them that your password is wrong. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to print to the screen Okay, so we print to the screen, welcome to my security system. So after that, we want to ask the users to enter the password. So for us to do that, don't forget in our last class we talked about how to use function input to collect input from our users. So inside this place now, we ask the user to enter your security pin. We put colon and we put space. So the values entered here, we want to save it into a variable. Let's call that password equals to this. So after that, we now want to check if the password entered, that's whatever the user entered, is equals to 1 2 3 4 5. We should print you are logged in, then print congratulations. But what if the password is wrong? We should also be able to tell our users that the password is wrong. So for us to do that, we check if the password, so if we want to do not equals, so we use exclamation and equals to sign. So that is not equals to 1 2 3 4 5. Then we want to print to the screen your password is incorrect. Okay. And want to print another thing as please try again later. Alright, so let's save the program. We're going to save as, so put conditions project 1. So let's save it again. So let's run the program and see if it works. Yes, as you can see, the first line is welcome to my security system, enter your security pin. So let's assume I enter 1 2 3 4 and I click enter. You see your password is incorrect, please try again later. So let's rerun the program again and let's use the correct password. Okay, so enter your password 1 2 3 4 5. I click enter. As you can see, you are logged in. Congratulations. So that's basically the way our conditional statement, if that's the way it works. So just play around with this, and if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment box, and we will attend to it as quickly as possible. So thank you very much guys for joining us today. Have a blessed day.